Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I am a salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you are absolutely in love with. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Elevate podcast. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about dress codes. This is another topic that I feel is really heated inside of our industry, whether or not we should have a dress code inside of our salon. And I'm going to give you my opinion. Abso-fucking-lutely. You should 100% have a dress code. If you've been feeling overwhelmed and overworked from owning your salon, you're not alone. If you're like many salon owners, you wanted to build a salon that makes you feel fulfilled, passionate, and something that brings you freedom and flexibility into your life. But you ended up being exhausted from taking on all your business tasks alone. It doesn't have to be this way. It's time for change. The Elevated Salon Owner Collective will help you do just that. You'll automate your salon, implement solid business systems, transform your salon culture, and take charge of your online presence to regain freedom back into your business. I'd love for you to experience the freedom and fulfillment that you've desired when you decided to create your business. To learn more, visit opulentbeautypro.com/elevate or click the link in the show notes. I just want to make it clear that when you are creating a business, the clearer you can be with your team, the more that you can communicate your standards, expectations, and how you want things conducted in your business, the better. Now, I'm not saying that everyone should have a super strict dress code, right? Like that doesn't have to be everyone's MO. But what I am saying is that what you want in your business should be communicated very clearly, no matter what that is. Your dress code could be whatever you want. It could be, super lax, but have in there the things that are absolutely 100% a non-negotiable. And that could be 3 things. But with those 3 things written down and communicated, it gives you the opportunity to holding people accountable. When you have a business and you want everyone to love coming to work and you don't want to be strict and you don't want to have too many guidelines and you want people to be free and to be artists and to just be themselves, that sounds amazing until somebody shows up in their pajamas and their slippers, the makeup from the day before, and their hair in an incredibly ugly, messy bun. Right? You really need to have standards and expectations in your business so that you can hold people accountable. And we cannot just assume that people know what's right, what's wrong, and what to do in our business, because they don't. And without clearly communicating those things, it just leaves a really, really big gray area. And I'm going to honestly tell you that your team wants to know what they need to do in your business. They just do. They want to know exactly what they can expect. They want to know what they can and cannot do, because without those clear guidelines, it can make them feel uneasy. It can make them feel uncomfortable, and it can create resentment on your end as the owner. So say, for example, we are an owner who doesn't have a dress code, and we have a stylist who, the first, 3 weeks of being employed, and for their interview, they came dressed amazing. They look amazing. They dressed amazing. Everything was so well put together. They really represented your brand and your salon in the most beautiful way. And then after they got comfortable, they did start showing up in, yoga pants and gym shoes, their hair and makeup not done. And you have a high expectation from your guests. You as the owner can now not hold that person accountable because you don't have a dress code. So if you are to say something that's going to be a surprise to them because you don't have a dress code and you said that they could wear whatever they wanted and that's what they want to wear. So you as the owner are going to build resentment because what are you going to do then? You can't do anything about that situation. So having a dress code is important. Another reason why dress code is important is because I don't care what anyone says. The way that people look matters. The way that you're dressed matters. Being a professional matters, and the way you dress represents professionalism. So, yeah, it's important. It's important to have a team that represents your brand. It's important to have a team, especially if you're charging a high price point, to be dressed the part. And it's okay to have those expectations for that. I always like to give the example of imagine walking into Louis Vuitton and everyone in there was dressed like they worked at Walmart. It would be very off-putting. It would lessen your experience, and it would kind of not be a really great first impression. And we really only have one opportunity to make an amazing first impression for the people coming in our business. So absolutely 100% you need a dress code no matter what the dress code is. It can be super lax, it can be jeans, it can be yoga pants. You want to make sure that your dress code aligns with your brands, aligns with your consumer expectations, and aligns with your standards and expectations as an owner for your team. And having that written down, clearly communicating that to your team, and holding them to that standard of your business. Because it's every little detail that makes a big impact. And the way you look, the way you speak, the way you dress matters. It matters, especially for those team members that are building. Established stylists, yes, we get lax with our clients that we've been seeing for a long time, which is a problem, to be honest, in our industry. But as a new stylist, you should be dressing your best and showing up as your best every day because it makes a big impact and it makes an amazing first impression. So that is my short and sweet podcast. But that's my opinion about dress codes. I 100% believe that every single salon should have a dress code. Even if it's the most lax dress code, it needs to be written down, it needs to be communicated, and you really need to think about what your non-negotiables are for the people showing up representing your business. All right, if you liked today's episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your hair salon bestie. And I would love for you to subscribe and leave a review and connect with me on Instagram and, DM any aha moments. Go ahead and give me a follow over there. I hope today's episode was beneficial, and we will be speaking to you next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Elevate podcast. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. The Elevate podcast is hosted by me, Patricia Nowakowski, and is produced by Opulent Beauty Pro. To receive my free business guides, visit opulentbeautypro.com/free or click the link in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Opulent Beauty Pro or at Patricia_Nowakowski_OBS. If you love this show, please consider subscribing, and we will see you next week.